What is up, everyone? Today I'm with my close friend Jameson. He's killing it on Amazon, and today we're going to be able to dive a little deeper into his brain, how he likes to operate his Amazon business, and also see what kind of information he can provide to you, the viewers, on how you can grow and scale your Amazon business. So if you are not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe. Let's get right into the video. So Jameson, man, let's not cut any corners. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and maybe how you got started selling on Amazon?
Yeah, most definitely, man. Most definitely, brother. Yeah, I started on Amazon probably about 9 years ago now, and I pretty much honestly got into Amazon because I couldn't find a job anywhere else. At the time, I was doing eBay part-time, trying to find a job. I had a, big issue with pain pills and drugs about 10 years ago, 15 years ago or whatever, and I went to rehab like 4 times, and then when I got sober and clean, I tried to get a job. Nobody would hire me anywhere. So thankfully, I stumbled upon Amazon just, kind of as an accident and started doing Amazon just to kind of until I could find a job, and nobody would hire me. I applied everywhere: Target, Walmart, all the mall stores, PacSun, Lids, all the clothes stores, Express, Fossil, and would get interviews. Nobody would hire me, callbacks, nothing. So I started doing Amazon. While I was doing eBay too, I was probably making $300 to $500 a month profit on eBay at the time, which was enough to survive, not having really any income or anything. That was kind of my full-time job. Stumbled upon Amazon, started doing Amazon, and, started out just like a lot of other people, thrift stores, garage sales, slowly built into RA, and kind of just grinded really hard for a bunch of years and hit tons of roadblocks, lots of ups and downs, a lot of personal conquests and growth in there too, and, grinded real hard for the last 7-8 years, and this year for 2023 I think I'm on pace to do about 1.6 million for this year. So it's been a journey, that's for sure.
Love it, man. So yeah, Jameson, almost like a blessing in disguise, man. And one thing unique about you is you have a different way of selling on Amazon that maybe isn't as popular or as talked about as much. There's online arbitrage, wholesale, 2 of the more popular models being thrown around. But from what you see on your Instagram and what you talk about, you're driving to stores, you're going in-store, sourcing products. Can you talk a little bit more about what exact business model that you do?
Yeah, my business model changes drastically at any given time of the year, but I'm a mixture: retail arbitrage, a little bit of online arbitrage when the time is right, and then I do a lot of wholesale as well. As of right now, I'm not traveling a lot. I'm at home, shipping out, gearing up for Q4, so I haven't been doing a lot of RA in the last maybe 2 months, but I'll go on spurts where I'll hit the road for 30 or 60 days, and I'll travel around the country, and I'll do 100% RA for 1 or 2 months in a row, send everything to Amazon, come back home, and then I'll sprinkle in some OA too while I'm on the road, while I'm at home. If there's a good sale or good opportunity, I'll do that. But OA is becoming less and less, of what I do on Amazon. Just everything's changing. Every couple of years, everything changes on Amazon. The competition all seems to, dive a certain way. Like right now, OA has been really popular with everybody the last couple of years. So kind of, it just hasn't worked out for me as well as it has in the past. So I kind of I pivot, and now I'm, more so gearing towards doing a lot more retail arbitrage and sourcing things that other people can't find, high ROI, harder to find, and also while I'm doing that, I'm building up the cash flow so that way I can invest and do more wholesale buyouts and stuff like that. I do a lot of liquidation buyouts and do a lot of end buys for toys and certain items where they're not made anymore, where I buy the rest of them, whether with me or a couple other people, and then we kind of trickle out those sales over the next year or 2 years like that. So I really try to just, been changing, and I'm learning, and sometimes I win and sometimes I lose and make a lot of mistakes sometimes, and it's really just trial and error and trying different things, because Amazon is obviously there's enough space out there for everybody to make money, but the way you make money today may not be the way you make money in a year from now. So I'm just trying new things, and I'm slowly starting to find the groove on what's working for me in the wholesale and retail arbitrage space.
I love that, man, and thank you for sharing. And I'm sure there's some people watching, and they're 30 to 60 days on the road, going into store, like you said a couple years ago, especially during COVID, retail arbitrage, was the business model, but now you don't hear too many people talk about it. So, maybe if there's someone watching this interview, Jameson, and they want to find success doing retail arbitrage, going into the stores, what kind of tips or advice do you have for them?
I would say, honestly, is try to, obviously, the cliche advice is to source where other people aren't sourcing, but it's when you do find something that works, any business area of Amazon, if you share it with too many people, it's not going to work for long. So I've tried to find ways that work on Amazon that even if other people found out about them, they would, not be able to do it at the level that I'm doing it at, because I've spent years perfecting my craft on, certain stores that I hit that aren't everywhere in the country. And then those stores that I do hit, I try to find out, okay, how can I maximize my ROI, get the item for the cheapest? Can I make connections with, managers, general managers, store employees? Is there coupons? Is there any special rewards programs? Can I stack rewards programs, and stuff like that? Can I double dip? Sometimes stores will have like one rewards program and then another, and then they'll also have like a bonus thing. If you use the app, it'll like do a different, set of rewards. So like there's stores that I shop at where I'm getting like 3 rewards from 3 different places, and I'm shopping at one place. So I'm just really trying to like test new things and learn, and then like find, some of my really good success on Amazon is find a handful of people that you truly trust, that you can share your business models with, and then they share theirs with you, and so that way you guys can all learn in different areas and grow in different areas. Because I used to love to share with tons of people, like, oh man, I'm doing this, and it's like after a month or 2 months, it's like this thing had 3 sellers on it, and then boom, here we go, we got 30 sellers on it, and now we're all losing money. So it's like anything that's working on Amazon, the chances are that people aren't telling a lot about it, and so it's just just really kind of like niche down. I've really learned to niche down. Sometimes I'll venture out into other categories, but I've really niched down in toys, this last like 7-8 years, and really just dived in and really learned it and honed my skills on that. So that way it's a business model that'll work for me long term and year round, because toys are popular year round, obviously, and especially at Christmas time they're even more popular, and that's where we get a lot of our sales from. So I'm just really just trying new things, and it's like a lot of trial and error. I've done a lot of things that haven't worked on Amazon, and I've slowly changed and adjusted a little bit here, a little bit there, and things start to work out. So I love to take advantage of regional stores. Everybody in their area of the country has certain regional stores that you probably can't find on the other side of the country. So learn those stores and learn when those stores do either clearance deals, they do sales, they stack coupons, they stack rewards, and you can definitely pave your way and find your niche in Amazon and make it successful for you.
I love it, man. Drop in the absolute sauce. And a lot of people, especially when starting out, they say that, Amazon's, getting too competitive. They're having a hard time finding products. And I know you just shared a few strategies and methods earlier, but what are, some key ways that you've been able to make, the business model of selling on Amazon successful, even though some people might see it as too competitive right now?
I definitely I have my experience on Amazon as, in my favor. I've been on Amazon full time now for about 9 years. So it's like I've seen things come and go. Like 9 years on Amazon is like 100 years, like you see so many different things come and go, things that work and don't work. And it's like just like a wave of different things every couple of, and, since COVID and everything like that, Amazon's gotten a lot more popular, more mainstream as far as like when I used to go sourcing in the stores, 4 or 5 years ago, like it would be like if I saw another reseller, it would be like me being out in the freaking wild, seeing a wild animal, like a rare, majestic unicorn. Like, oh my gosh, there's another reseller here. Let's snap some pictures, and now it's like rare. You go out and it's like I'll see multiple. Like I've gone to a Walmart before and I've seen like 3 different resellers at the same time, not together, like separately scanning. I remember I think it was like a year and a half ago, Walmart had started clearancing some Legos, but they hadn't marked it on the sticker yet, but they were marked down on the shelf. And it was like, I remember I must have been walking in the store and there must have been some sort of card drop, like sports card or Pokemon or something, because there was tons of people in line for cards, and like they were just going ballistic. And I scooted right past them, went in, grabbed like 30 of the same Lego set that were marked down like 70% off, but not on the shelf. Swooped them up, came in, and I left. And I was just like looking at it. There was like tons of sellers everywhere, and I was just laughing. It was like, wow, I came in here, scooped up, $300-400 in profit, and I was out, and no one even noticed me. Well, they're all fighting over, a couple packs of cards and stuff like that. Like, it's just crazy how Amazon has changed. Even just the reseller game in general, eBay and everything else too, over the last 5 years. So, and it's like, learn to make friends with people that you can help and they can help you. And, again, back to the experience, a lot of my reseller friends that I consider really close, I've known for, 5-10 years, since the green room days. I still, a lot of those, a good portion of those people are still considered my best friends, inside of Amazon and outside of Amazon. And we share things, and we're still, we're all growing and stuff like that. So I've got a good group of friends and a good network of people that I'm able to share with, and they share with me, and then we can all win.
I love it, man. And right now, as we're recording this, we are in the middle of Q4, man. What are some of your goals to really maximize this Q4 and, finish out this year strong?
Definitely, man. We're right now, so The last like 3-4 weeks have pretty much been in. We're receiving all our ASD orders. We got in, 8 to 10 pallets over the last month. And our focus was, let's get these pallets out, let's ship in the maximum amount of inventory that we can sell through the rest of the year, and then whatever we have to trickle over to next year, let's go put that in storage. So one, we're not paying too much storage fees, but we have enough inventory that's going to be able to withstand when the velocity starts hitting and we're selling, hundreds of units a day. So we focused all on that. We're pretty much tying up that portion of it. We've shipped out probably about 4,000 units in the last 2 weeks of wholesale stuff, all toys and everything. And now we're focusing on all my long-term holds. I've been the last week. I've been just assessing, researching, going over I'm going over my long-term holds because I do a lot of long-term holds in toys and Legos and stuff like that. And I'm going over everything and like seeing what has worked and what's not working, and seeing like, okay, I've held this for this long and this is not making money. Okay, what do we do here? Okay, reassess. Is this something I want to continue to hold, or do I want to just sell it, recoup my cash, and then reinvest into something better? So we've been doing that a lot. And right now we're shipping out Legos like crazy. We currently have an open shipment right now in the garage that will be out tomorrow. We've got about 1,000 Lego sets going into Amazon tomorrow that we've been holding, all year. And some of them are winners, some of them are really good winners, some of them are actually losses, 20, 30, 40% on some of them. Overall, we're going to do fine on them, but I'll reassess like, okay, is this a viable business model, or do I need to tighten up? Because again, like with, COVID and everything, reselling has gotten so popular. Even like Lego investing has gotten extremely popular over the last few years. So the game in Lego holding has changed. Like stuff that you could go buy, at half off, and it's like you hold it for a year, and it's like, okay, I'm just breaking even on it now. So it's like you gotta, kind of like really dive in and what's working in that. So I've definitely got a lot of information on what I'm going through. So right now we're shipping out our Legos, shipping out all our toys that we've been holding on to for the last year, and then we're going to replenish some wholesale stuff, and then kind of once we get caught up on all of that, then it's okay, now we need to start doing RA and start shoveling out, okay, what's popular, what's hot right now, what's going on in the Amazon world that we can buy right now, sell in, send it, and get in before Christmas. So we're really just, shipping, and just getting everything out and getting ready to have an amazing Q4, and then that way we can, load up and just, take all of our wins and losses and cash from this year, and then reassess and reevaluate how we want to tackle 2024.
Jameson, I love it, man. Thanks for breaking that down for me. And this next question is totally set aside from Amazon, but you've got a super inspiring story, from a point in your life that you consider very low, and then, continuing to build, and, to where you are today. There's probably someone watching this video and maybe they're in debt, maybe they have some sort of addiction, or they're just making poor life decisions. What words of advice would you give to someone that maybe is struggling right now today?
Good question, man. Good question, man. Man, I've been actually had thought about that question in a year, so it's kind of took me off. But
no worries, man.
Man, honestly, like I'm just trying to like put myself back in that place of where I was 9 years ago when I started Amazon. I was in debt. I had an issue with drugs for many years. Got sober. Went in and out of rehab 4 times. It took me 4 tries in rehab until it finally stuck, and I stayed sober. And I'm still sober off of drugs to this day. 10 years later, honestly, man, it's the one thing that definitely changed for me when I started to change is I started to take responsibility for my actions, and that's one thing I think a lot of us may struggle with. It's hard to accept responsibility, and I've said this many times before. You can't blame a person for how they were born, the situation they were born in. Like, that's not your fault. You come into this world, if you are born into poverty, bad situation, drugs and violence and just bad stuff in your life as a child, that's not your fault. But once you grow up and you're an adult and you continue to live like that, that's your fault. Because once you're an adult, or once you're old enough to understand that you're still living that way, that's your choice at that point. That's nobody else's fault but your own. And that I'm not putting anyone down. Like, that's the mentality that I got, because we were born super poor, we're on welfare, my mom, single mom, in and out of relationships, in and out of domestic violence. Like, I grew up around so much domestic violence, in and out of battered women's shelters and stuff like that growing up on the east side of St. Paul. I mean, I've seen it all. I've seen so much violence and evil in my life as a child. And I grew up, and then that's probably a stem of why I got into drugs in the first place, because I was depressed. I wasn't happy with myself growing up. And then you grow up and you're an adult and you're still not happy. And then it's like, up until I was probably 32, 33, 34, like I'm 41 now, like until it started to really click and be like, okay, things in life continually haven't been working out for you. And I used to blame, my situation I was born in, past relationships. I would blame my significant others, like past relationships, like it was their fault, why I got blah, 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 blah. And it was like the common denominator in my entire life up until I was like 33 was me. And it was like a light bulb moment, like, okay, this is my fault. All this stuff that's happening, like I've never once taken personal responsibility for my actions that I've done. And once I changed that, it took me many years to put everything in motion and try to grow and build. And, I've read a lot of self-development books, and I hired a coach, personal development coach. I've gone to some Tony Robbins events and stuff like that, and really just grow and like open yourself up to growth and learning. And then like once that started happening, positive things started happening in my life. And then as you're growing, you start to learn that, okay, who are the people in your life that are serving you, that are beneficial to having close to you in your life? Okay, the people that are bringing you down, whether it's consciously or subconsciously, you need to remove those people out of your life. Even if it's your own parents, like you need to remove the people that are unhealthy in your life. And once I started doing that with a mixture of growth, like things started to work out. Fast forward to where I am now, 41 years old, like I've got amazing friends. I don't have I used to have friends that were like, would go out and commit crimes and go out and just constantly be drinking, and their whole life's mission was, drugs and video games and banging girls. And it was like, that stuff could probably be enjoyable for a short time. But it's like, that's your whole identity. Like it's just, I just don't find happiness in doing that long term. And it's like, okay, these friends are going this direction. I want to go this direction. So I have to cut those people out of my life. And some people will think you're a bad person, or, oh, you changed, blah, blah, blah. You think, no, it's like, I need to do what's best for me. You're not growing the direction I'm growing, so I've got to remove you out of my life. And now I've got great friends, great network of people, Amazon sellers, non-Amazon sellers, and I'm healthy. I work on my health. Like I've said this a billion times too in podcasts and speaking at Miami Seller Conference and everything, is that I work harder on myself than I do on my business. I put 100% into me. I have a good, strong, healthy relationship I'm in now. But like, even when you're in a relationship and in life, like I think people need to be really selfish in the sense of you need to put yourself first. As far as your health, wealth, everything you want to do, you need to be 100%, because you can't give 100% if you're not 100%. So you need to fill up your gas tank first so you can fill up people's gas tank around you, in a sense. So I've really, learned to do that the last few years. And then that way, now I have my relationship is flourishing, my friendships are flourishing, my business is flourishing. And I know it was a really long-winded answer, but start assessing of what's going wrong and what is going right in your life, and really sit down and look at yourself and see the things that you need to change. You start very small. It took me many, many, many years to learn all this and grow, and but I still don't forget where I came from. Like, it still seems like yesterday that I was getting high and doing a bunch of bad things, and now I'm where I am now, and now I can share my story, my journey, and hopefully inspire a couple people out there along their way if they're stuck in a tough spot. It's personal accountability, definitely, for sure.
100%, man. I think you did a great job breaking that down, and just know I'm super proud of you, man, and I'm sure you inspired someone across the screen that, might be struggling a little bit in life. And so one final question I have for you, Jameson. Sure. Someone is looking to scale and grow their Amazon business. Obviously, like you said, you're putting up some crazy numbers now. What's, one final piece of advice that you would give to someone that maybe has started their business but wants to get to the point where they can eventually get to your level of selling?
Definitely, man. Maybe not the best person to give advice on this, because I'm still kind of like old school Amazon seller. Like, obviously, like I put in the hard work, and nothing outbeats putting in the hard work and doing this, and like getting out there, getting your hands dirty. And I there's been many where I would go year periods of years in this business where I'm putting in 80, 90 hours a week, grinding and working hard and really building up. And it's you definitely got to put in the work. And now, thankfully, with Amazon, like we fast forward to where we're at now, things have gotten a lot easier. And I think that's why there's so many people that do it now, because all the things that I put the hard work in doing, spending hours doing, somebody could go sign up for a software and they can do it in 30 seconds. And so I think that's kind of why Amazon has gotten a lot easier over the years, because there's so many amazing tools out there that make Amazon extremely easy for you to win. And then everyone's doing, a lot of people are doing them, so it can make it a little more challenging because there's so many people. As far as like, if you got to figure out what you want to do in Amazon, and I just started with toys and video games, and I stuck with it, and I learned it, and I've learned toys inside and out, and that's definitely given me an edge in a lot of the toy categories, to be able to continue to sustain this business model and grow and just figure out what it is you want to do. Like, because there's so many different avenues you can go. Like, I'm really trying to grow towards wholesale. So wholesale is, start going out to these wholesale conventions. There's a lot of them. ASD is probably the big mainstream one that everybody knows about. And there are great vendors at ASD still. There's a lot of bad ones and a lot of good ones, and also too, depending on where you're located in the country, look and see if there's any smaller wholesale shows that are near you that aren't as popular as ASD, where you can go find vendors that maybe not a lot of people know about, and they probably have better products, and I'm starting to do that, where I'm venturing off. I still go to ASD every year, twice a year, but I'm venturing off into the smaller ones now. Since I'm in Vegas, we get quite a few, shows out here, and then so I'm able to take advantage of that, where I'm able to go to the smaller shows where maybe not many people show up. And I'm starting to build relationships there as far as wholesale, and I'm able to find stuff that not a lot of people may have access to. So when it comes to wholesales, try to figure out wherever other people aren't going in that direction, and start, finding vendors that work for you in your business model, what you want to sell, and get out there. And me sharing my journey has helped a lot with my Amazon business. It's really opened me up to building friendships and like meeting other people at events and on Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that. And then I'll Instagram that I'm friends with on Instagram, they'll share like stuff with me. Hey, look at this. This store's having a sale. Blah 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 blah. Here's what I bought. And it's like, dang, they just gave me a bunch of items that I could just literally go buy and make some money on, and then I'll send some stuff back to them, and it's like, boom, now we're sharing stuff on the regular, and now we're both winning, and I'm learning things on a sale that I didn't know. So it's, put yourself out there, make friends, learn to like find a way that you can like, because people are more willing to help you if you help them. Like, you can't just jump on Instagram and be like, okay, share all, hey Carter, here, tell me what you're doing, what are you buying, what did you buy, blah 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 blah. It's like you probably get that, where people just bombard you with questions and like expect you to help them and like talk on the phone, and like I've had people like message me on Instagram, here's my phone number, call me at this time, I want to pick your brain for an hour. It's like, whoa, at least buy me a drink first,
Maybe not.
So like I've learned, thankfully I learned this years ago, is that I've learned to work, how can I help somebody else first before I ask them for help or even expecting help. And that has really helped me make a lot of friends. And now I know I've got a ton of people on my network where if I'm struggling somewhere in my business or I have an issue, I could probably reach out to one of my friends that will be able to help me with it. Or if I don't have any friends that can help me with it, one of my friends reach out to one of their friends that I maybe not know. So it's like any issue I have on Amazon, I know I can find someone to help me with that, either through my network of friends or their network of friends. And you can do that, and that's one thing that's been amazing about Amazon, is that the vast majority of the Amazon community has been amazing and absolutely helpful, and pray that, everything I share on Instagram and social media, I'm not like, I don't share a lot of business stuff online. Like, I just share more of my journey and things I'm doing and things I'm learning, and I hope that it inspires other people and that provides value to people that are paying attention,
100%. And Jameson, man, speaking of social media, what is your social media so people can follow your journey, reach out if they have any questions, and continue to watch you succeed, man?
Yeah, man, Jameson Philippi on Instagram and on Facebook. I'm pretty active on both. Post, what I post every day, post a lot of my journey and funny, dumb things. Post a lot of food. I love to eat. That's my favorite hobby for sure. So, but yeah, man, definitely, feel free to reach out if you have questions or anything like that. And definitely love, doing what I can to help make this world a better place. That's for sure.
Let's do it, man. I'm going to have Jameson's social medias linked below in the description of this video. Y'all go give him a follow. Show him some love. If y'all have any questions for Jameson regarding anything he talked about, comment below this video. I'm sure me and him would be more than happy to answer any questions y'all have. Subscribe to the channel. I'll see you all in the next video. Jameson, man, thank you so much for joining.
Yes, sir.
Peace, everybody.